Hi, all internet people. My name is Jackie. I am making this video, and sorry if it's not perfect because it's my first video, um, YouTube video. Um, I'm making this video because of all the controversy around the world due to the recent political issues. I am deeply into politics, and I have experienced some of the issues that have been brought up. And I think that the people that have been doing the Women's March and all the protests, I think it's wonderful. I think it's courageous. And I'd like to put my part into it. I tend to kind of be active one-on-one when I meet people and start a discussion and, trying to explain things from different point of views, because when it comes to controversy on some of these topics, people get so blinded by anger and emotion that it's hard for them to speak logically and understand different points of view and experiences. I have had experiences with some of this stuff, and I'd like to share them with you so you can see a different point of view. Um, right now, I'm going to talk about abortion. This video is primarily made for the anti-abortion or anti-Planned Parenthood people because, I see how they feel and I understand. Because, to be honest, I come from a very Christian, evangelical Christian town. I'm not Christian. My mother's Catholic and my father's Jewish. So I'm very bipartisan of all kinds of religions. I love learning about religions, different cultures. It's very interesting once you engulf yourself in it. So the topic today I wanted to talk about is abortion. I am speaking to you on a personal level because I have had an abortion, and it's not an easy decision. If you think it's just an easy decision, it really isn't. And I tend to see when people talk about it, people look at it as either black or white, when in reality life is really about a spectrum, and there's a lot of gray in the middle of it. That's how I try and explain things to people. It's so much more, and then as simple as the Bible says it's wrong, or something like that. Because when you get into religion, I try to explain to people with religion, and it happens with religion too. They're so, this is right and this is wrong. And when it comes down to it, when I try and talk about religion, it's all about the same stuff. In the end, the principle is all the same. And people get blinded by what they think is true and what it's about and what it's not true. The end outcome of religion is peace and hope and love. But when you get blinded by emotions and hate and what you're told, a lot of it's what you're told or fed. None of that matters anymore. It's just about hate. Religion has turned into this massive hate thing. But that's for another time, religion. My personal experience, I think about it every day. And it's hard because you see what people talk and say bad things about abortion. Okay? It was about a decade ago. I'm 33. This is probably when I was 23 or 24, around, no, 23. I was in a very abusive relationship. Like, like at that point, life or death. Okay. And, when people talk about abortion, they talk about, oh, well, the people that get abortions, they're just not responsible. They weren't on birth control. They should have used birth control. They're using it as a form of birth control. And that's not always true. Okay. It's not always true. Or they say they just want a way out of the pregnancy. They just don't want the kid. Or they should put it up for adoption. Okay. Or something. There's always that excuse of why they were selfish in getting the abortion. That you killed a life. But I'm going to tell you my experience with abortion. My experience was unfortunate. I was on birth control. I was on the Depo-Provera shot. And the doctor could not see me for, I think it was like a week after. Supposedly I was supposed to be in there. And the shot stopped working. And I had a pregnancy test. And they said I was pregnant. And every day I think about it. And every day I remember sitting in that doctor's office and being like, oh, I'm gonna die. Like shit, I'm gonna die. Because I was having a hard enough time leaving this relationship. Okay? And you're an adult and you're stronger than an infant could be. And I don't tell many people this, but I always had this vision. I'd go home and I contemplated it because it gave you time to think about it. I went home and I contemplated it, and I was like, what if I'm at work and the baby needs food? He is gonna beat the crap out of that baby. He was an alcoholic, and he would beat me up for nothing, or disagreeing with why he was drinking in the first place. And it took me a long time to even talk about it. And I know there's people out there that say, oh, well, you should have been stronger. Oh, well, you should have just left. Well, if you read about it, and it's not as simple as that. Battered wife syndrome is a real thing. And you never think that you'll be that weak. You really don't. You get caught up and you get manipulated and you get put in this dark place. Anyway, so I remember I'd get beaten when I was pregnant. I remember asking my abuser, just don't hit my stomach. Don't. There's a baby in there. And I was like, hit my head or something. Just don't hit my stomach. He didn't listen, obviously. So when you make it as simple as, oh, well, you should have been more responsible. It's not that I didn't want a baby. I'm actually having a baby. I'm having a baby in a month. Yeah, I am. See? And I am excited, and I'm ready, and I'm responsible, and I'm going to be the greatest mother in the world. And it's not that I wasn't ready. It's not that I wasn't responsible. It's not that I needed a way out. It's that I know me and the baby would be dead because people have a way of manipulating you into staying in that relationship if something like that complicated would get involved. I know everyone on the planet, no, in the US has heard, we're staying together for the baby, or the kid. I preach, that's the worst reason, because children know, and whatever's going on, you should not stay together for the children, because I probably would have done that. I probably would have, and, I feel for people that have had abortions, because it's not as complicated as what people that are anti-abortion. I have friends that are religious that are anti-abortion, but when they respect me for my decisions and you respect them for what they feel, then, you know, there's that connection. You can believe and feel anything you want, but to try and control the other side, it's not right. Because if a law that legalizes abortion, that person does not have a choice. Okay? If they think that you'll be saving lives, you'll be losing lives. More people will die. The mother will die. The child will die because the abortion happened, and it will be in a worse way. Because in the past, people did it with hangers, then they killed themselves. People will probably commit suicide because they don't know any other way out of it. They're in those dark places that you would never seem to even think about. I tell people, because when they have the term ignorance is bliss, it is because people like to look to the better side of it, not the worst. And usually the worst is reality, okay? The worst is reality because it really happens. And you know, you really should think of every outcome. And then you'll, you know, when Donald Trump said he wants to give punishment to those who have abortions, well, you know what? If I was put in that position of life and death again, I would have another abortion if I had to. Because I saved my own life. And anyone that tells me I should be dead today, well, the whole point of you protesting anti-abortion is to do it for a good reason. And like the other day when the Pope said, you're not Christian if you don't accept everyone. Well, I'm not trying to be mean, but when someone uses religious faith to hold someone to a certain expectation, if you choose which ones to use, no one deserves to die. No one deserves to be punished. Okay? If you're going to use religion and use it in whatever way you want to use it to get your message across, you got to use it all. You can't just use what you choose to use. It's not how it works. Okay? And people interpret the Bible tons of different ways. So it really holds no water. And I just want to say, you know, taking someone's rights away is not the way to go. You can have a logical discussion and understand both sides. There's this quote I like that I seen, and it is, if you stop seeing the world in terms of what you like and what you dislike, and start seeing them for what they truly are in themselves, then you will have a great deal more peace in your life. And I believe that's true, because emotions can cloud people's judgments. So, and the last thing I have to say is a message for one person, Donald Trump. Okay, looking here. I'm not afraid of you. You may be able to manipulate a third of the population, and you may be able to intimidate your colleagues, some world leaders, whatever, with your threats that don't hold water. But me, I'm not afraid of you. There's nothing you can say that can hurt me. Okay? And if you got something to say, say it to my face. not on Twitter or the internet. You can come to Colorado Springs and say it to my face. Tell me that I deserve to be dead today. I bet you don't got the balls for that. You understand me? I don't even have a Twitter account. So whatever you put on there, yeah, unfortunately I got bored with it. So, can't hurt me with that like you try and hurt everyone else. And, the way I look at you, you're a poor, sad excuse for a man. And, yeah. So, that's what I have to say to you, Donald Trump. I'm not afraid of you. You can't faze me. And thank you, everybody, for listening to me.